Hey guys, today we're going to go over 7 ways to remain more consistent in your life. So number 1 is have a daily routine, have a structure. If we're trying to be better at being consistent, which means doing the same things, the same good things over and over and over again, having a daily routine, having a consistent structure is one of the best ways to help you do that. Say you want to integrate something like reading books, going to the gym, and eating healthier. It's a lot harder to remain consistent if you say to yourself, oh, I'll just get to it when I get to it. I'll just do this when I can. I'll do it when I feel like it. So instead, if you're taking those 3 things, you'd make a schedule. So I'll wake up at 7 a.m., I'll work out. Then you go to the grocery store at 10 a.m. and get yourself some healthy food. Then at 7 p.m., you read a book, right? Really simple. It's really easy to create. It's really easy and simple to create a schedule, but sticking to a schedule and being consistent with it, that's the hard part, right? Number 2, look at the success of other people who have remained consistent. Whether it's your favorite athlete, your favorite movie star, your favorite celebrity, your favorite person who you look at as an example of success, they were consistent. I guarantee you they were consistent. It didn't just wake up one day. A lot of people like to use the phrase, oh, he got lucky, after somebody was consistent day in, day out, multiple times a day. To me, that's not luck. That's a process. So make sure you are continually consistent because you've seen it work for other people. And if it worked for other people, then consistency can work for you as well. Number 3, remember why you need to be consistent. Remember the goals you're trying to achieve. Remember the purpose of what you're trying to do. Is it for a family member? Is it for a friend? Is it for yourself? Is it for your future family? Is it to be the best in the world at something? Is it to change yourself for the better? Your goals need to have a why, because if your goals don't have a why, when there's pushback, when there's struggle, you'll falter because you don't have anything anchoring you to the ground, right? A ship is out at sea and it starts getting tossed away by wind. If it has an anchor, it can shake the boat. Wind can shake the boat, but it should stay in relatively the same place. But if it doesn't have an anchor, then the boat is at the mercy of the wind. And you do not want your mind, your life, to be at the mercy of the winds that will come against you in all different directions, right? Number 4, have consistent people around you. Have like-minded individuals around you. You are who you hang out with and associate with. If you want to be more consistent in life, do you think it's more productive to hang out with 5 people who aren't consistent or 5 people who are consistent? The obvious answer would be the people who are consistent. Some people need to be cut out, bottom line. If you're trying to get more consistent and the people in your life are stopping you from that, whether that be through what they say or what they do, you should distance yourself. Don't drown with people in their foolishness, right? Build your life into the life that you want by putting yourself around people that you want to emulate. Number 5, positive momentum is created by consistency. The more consistent you are, the more likely you are to win in the future. Consistency creates positive momentum, which essentially means once you're consistent for a while, you'll see progress. And the progress will in turn make you want to be more consistent. and then it keeps going. It's a loop that keeps on giving, right? So if you compare this to like weightlifting, you may start out super weak, super obese, out of shape, but after a good amount of time of consistency, you'll look better, feel better, be stronger. And so that'll make you want to be more consistent with the gym in the future, right? So consistency is amazing because it creates a positive feedback loop. So always be consistent. Number 6, you must remain consistent in spite of setbacks. If your consistency falters under the least bit of pressure, you won't succeed in life. Period. Point blank. If every time there is a problem, you allow it to affect your consistency as a whole, you will not be as successful as you could be. Now, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. I'm not saying you won't ever make a mistake or ever misstep, but consistency is super important. So you have to learn to be consistent. You have to learn to persevere in spite of struggles, in spite of setbacks. Always be consistent. Even when you're not happy, be consistent. When you're not motivated, be consistent. Some days, the only thing you can do is show up and give your best. And you never know. That might be just enough to push you to the point where you want to be at. So remain consistent in spite of setbacks. Number 7, a large amount of success is just being more consistent than the guy next to you. Life is competition. No matter what field, no matter what genre, no matter what area of life you are in that you're trying to get better at, there will be people competing with you. Competing with you for women, competing with you for money, competing with you for the best job. There will always be competition. And the reality is that the most consistent guy usually wins out. The guy who came to work every single day. The guy who spoke kindly to people every time he interacted with them. The guy who lifted weights even when he didn't feel like it. The guy who kept his mind on the path, kept his mind on the course in spite of tremendous difficulty. A man who is consistent is a man that wins. So if you want to be a man that wins, like I do, be consistent.